Yo, what's up, guys? So, welcome to Become X, right? I'm going to be giving you guys game throughout this channel and this Patreon channel, right? So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is the lock in, right? I know a lot of the times we've seen people posting, it's time to lock in on social media. You got to lock in, you got to lock in, you got to lock in, right? But here's the key thing to understanding why it's so important to locking in. And I'm going to give you guys a bit of a background story of what's been happening in my life and the power of truly locking in, right? So, the power of locking in is when you, as yourself, and that's why it's called the Become X program, you take that X. If you did math in school, you know that X was undefined and you had to solve for X. That X was a question you had to solve for. So when we're looking at the spheres of life, X is defined by you. Who are you? You are currently X, right? What does your best self look like? What is your dream career looking like, right? What type of income are you making? How does your body look, right? Taking all these things into consideration, right? Let me just make sure that we don't lose our battery, right? Make sure we plugged in. So once you define who you are, you now look at defining the life you want to be living, right? What type of experiences do you want? What type of friendships? What type of relationships? What type of quality of life do you want to live, right? Once you've created that image, you now start operating from a point of living in alignment, right? And that's where the locking in comes to. You now have this vision, you've created this picture of your best self, right? Once you've created this picture of your best self, now you start breaking it into steps. If my body of my best self looks like this, these are the things that I need to do to make sure that uh, I fulfill or I kind of manifest that body, because manifestation is the thought, the idea, then the action, right? So if you're like me, I've always wanted to be jacked, in shape, look good. I mean, wearing a simple black shirt, but the way it sits, the way it cuts, right? I had the image of how I'd look in a black shirt like this, right? I had the image, then I had to do the actions of making sure I eat a certain way. I can't be eating a whole bunch of trash most of the time, right? I need to make sure that 80% of my nutrition is spot on to develop the body that I want. I need to start working out to develop the habits that build the body that I want. Eventually, by tracking these little habits, the body then came into fruition, right? But now the locking in came in where I was like, okay, now I'm locked into these things that I need to do. These are the certain actions I need to cut out. As I cut out these certain actions, I'm now fully in alignment so I can like kind of like fast track the results. Because when you stick to bad habits, right? Let's say I was training and eating junk, instead of it taking me 6 months to get the body that I wanted, it takes me 12 months because I'm not locked in, right? Locking in, cutting all the distractions that are not in alignment with that image and the things that I have to do on a daily basis kind of fast tracks the manifestation of things in your life, right? So I'll tell you guys a little story. When was it? Beginning of May, I was going through some things in my personal life, right? Just problems on problems on problems. And these problems kind of stopped me from seeing the vision of what I ultimately wanted. And I only saw problems. When I wake up, problems. When I see this, my phone rings, problems, right? And then from there, I started hanging out with certain friends who weren't on the same kind of mission and frequency that I was on, right? So we started partying and going out. And even though I was still training and eating and going to the gym, right? It just didn't feel the same. I didn't feel as strong. I didn't feel as motivated, to a point where, like, I think there was a week I just didn't go to the gym, right? I was not locked in. I was distracted, right? What happened when I was distracted? I started feeling lazy. I started feeling bad, right? Even though the activities that I was doing were quite fun, right? The going out, the vacations, the this, the that, not being locked in. And it wasn't like, a lot of the vacations that, like, the vacations that we did, Yes, it was dope, but it wasn't something I planned to do. It was sporadic. It was just something where we woke up and we're like, yo, we're doing this, right? So as much as it was cool, I don't think I reaped the full benefit of enjoyment because it was something I planned to do. It was just the, oh, wake up, let's do this, right? So I was kind of distracted, right? I was kind of distracted. Some time went on while I'm looking at my body. I'm like, nah, bro, this body's not the best body, right? I'm now looking at my finances. Money's just going out to things that are unrelated to my lifestyle and building my business, building the life that I want, right? And I was like, no, no, no. This thing of not being locked in is affecting my physique, it's affecting my mental, it's affecting my finances, it's affecting my relationships, right? Then I got to a point where, as much as the activities were dope, me and the boys were going out, right? The attention, the women, you know, it was all good and well. But when you're a person that's on a mission and you understand that, you want to live a better life, you want to live a bigger life, right? You understand that as much as I'm doing all these activities, it's not in alignment with my purpose. And that's what I said to a lot of the people that I personally coach and mentor and do business with. I said, the crazy thing about having money is having money and no purpose is actually empty. You'll actually slip into a depression. Because imagine having no purpose, just waking up and having access to stuff. You can buy alcohol whenever you want to. You can go and do this and that whenever you want to. You can take a vacation whenever you want to. So you just fall into a cycle of just perpetual debauchery, right? And there's no purpose behind it. And I told my friend, I was like, dude, when I'm locked into my purpose, I find the most satisfaction. It may not be joy, but satisfaction, right? Of helping someone get into great shape, helping someone make more money, right? Helping someone change their life. I find more enjoyment from that than going out and splurging and spending money on all these different things that we were doing, right? So I started distancing myself from my mates, distancing myself slowly. I was like, it was fun, but the physique is not where it needs to be. The amount of money I spent, money just coming out the account, right? My business is not growing at the rate that I wanted to grow. My relationships are not where I want them to be, right? Then I was like, okay, I need to lock in. When I started to lock in, right? Locking in came with, okay, I need to create a new vision for myself. I need to reinvent myself. I need a new challenge for myself. What's my next financial challenge? What's my next physique challenge? What's my next kind of like achievement, right? When I do all these things, how am I gonna reward myself? So I broke it down into a 90-day game plan, right? I was like, okay, for the next 90 days, this is what I want to do. This is my desired outcome. And guys, I literally put my head down and all I've been doing has been in alignment with that person that I envisioned myself 90 days from now, right? I always used to feel bad for wanting to buy designer. I told um, one of the people that I work with, and I was like, bro, actually, I want to start buying designer, right? But I want to generate new business to buy the designer 90 days from now. I don't just want to take money I have now. I'm giving myself a new challenge. Yo, dog, I actually want to start buying designer. I always felt bad for wanting to buy designer because I felt like people would judge me. So it kind of created a barrier of the next best version of myself. The person that when I started in business, when I only had 600 bucks, I was like, yo, I'm going to be that guy that builds my business, that rocks designer, the drip, the everything, right? So I was like, for the next 90 days, this is what I'm going to do. This is the new challenge for myself to start developing new income, push my business to the next level. And once I tick these boxes, then I will start buying. The designer will be my reward, right? So I started locking in, guys. With my nutrition, I take my nutrition seriously. On the days that I don't want to go to the gym, I go to the gym, right? On days where I feel like I can just work from home, guys, there's no money staying in the house. I leave the house, right? I'm working on myself. I'm doing the personal development. I'm consuming podcast content. I'm reading books, And it's so crazy when you start locking in, right? It's like the universe hears you. The universe sees that you are in alignment with the things that you said you want. You aren't bullshitting whatsoever. And you start attracting opportunities to take you to the next level. The reason why successful people can't explain their success to other people is because it's more towards the person you become than what they actually do, right? They can tell you the basics, but it's more of the habits that you develop to become that person that attracts opportunities, right? You don't want to chase wealth. You want to attract wealth by the person that you become, right? Some of the opportunities I've attracted to make money came to me. I didn't go seeking them. Every time I went chasing an opportunity, right, the money always fled. But when I worked on myself, right, then I got a system where with the system, I'm able to generate value, which attracts customers. I started making money, right? So when you're in alignment and you're locked in, and all you're doing is everything with regards to building that vision of yourself, that ultimate, that next best, I wouldn't say ultimate, life is constantly changing, that next best version of yourself, everything starts to come to you. It's either God or the universe, depending on your denomination, right? I'm a God fearing person. So I'm going to use God in this instance, right? God starts to send you the help that you're looking for. He starts to send you the opportunities to take you to that next level financially because I'm faithful with the opportunity I was given in the beginning. I'm actually taking it really serious. So it's allowing me a platform to attract all these good things. You start attracting people that want to work with you. You start attracting people that want to get to the next level with you by the person that you become, right? I was making no money being shy. I used to tell myself I was shy, right? Oh, I'm shy, I'm shy, I'm shy. I made no money. I started telling myself, no, I'm very confident, I'm outspoken, I can speak, right? And because I became that more confident person that could speak, it then opened up opportunities to make money. I'm able to sell, I'm able to speak to people, I'm able to interact with people, I'm able to connect with people that provide the opportunities to make money, right? So that's why locking in is so important, cutting out the distractions, guys. Sometimes your loved ones are distractions. There was a point where I had to block my whole family on social media, right? Because I felt like it was a distraction. I was like, I want to become this next best version of yourself, but I felt like my family would judge me for becoming that person. So I'd always dumb it down or reduce it a bit. Sometimes you got to stay away from some friends that don't add the two, that don't encourage you to become the next best version of yourself. That's a distraction, right? So, guys, locking in can change your life in literally 90 days. Your life can change if you lock in for just 90 days. And this video is going to be posted as an example, right? We're going to look back 3 months from now. I'm going to give you guys an update. Shout out for joining today's live. Check you guys on the flip. Fire me up. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I saw some likes, shout out, shout out, shout out. This was my first YouTube stream. Looking forward to more. Let's get it.